damn phones. Babylons can't crack the code. Used to sip out styrofoam, but figured I should stick to drip.
Today we tackle our biggest task yet. We're going to be replacing the clutch out of the transmission in this Honda Del Sol. I'm not going to make this a how-to, just going to be taking along with me on the process. I want to be clear that this is not a how-to video. There are plenty of videos up that show how to replace the clutch. This is just the journey that this Del Sol is going to be taking. So first things first, I got to get the distributor off. I have to get the starter off. I have to disconnect all hoses that are running through in my way. Then I also have to disconnect any electrical connectors and pull the transmission, disconnect the axles, make sure those are pulled out, and then I'll be pulling the clutch out and showing you all the camera angles that I can to get inside of the transmission. This isn't a how-to video. This is just a transition that I'm taking this car through. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get right to work. Let's start with getting this distributor off. Next, we're going to get these radiator hose off. Are you kidding me? Just broke the tip of an impact driver. I've never done anything like that before, but this bolt is rusted. At this stage, I have everything unhooked from the top of the car, minus the motor mounts, or I guess you can call them transmission mounts. Now everything's going to be done underneath the car. I'll try to get you some shots under there, but it's a tight space, so I may just jump ahead to where I'm unconnecting the motor mounts. So what you just witnessed there was me stripping out a bolt that's on the lower control arm. So I took a break from everything and I ran out and got a few things. This should help me along the build. Went and got the spark plug wires that I was needing. Went ahead and picked those up as well. I had a gift card from Christmas to Harbor Freight, so I ran to Harbor Freight and got a few things I think would help me along this build. A pry bar, red Loctite, an 18-inch breaker bar, a strip bolt extractor. This socket set allows you to pull bolts and nuts that are stripped out. It has a unique socket set in here, so it allows you to get those bolts out even though they're stripped. And I finally broke down and got an air-driven ratchet. This will help me out. My compressor is only 3 gallons, so I'll only be able to use it a little bit, and I don't want it to be running during most videos. So I'll usually cut the film when I'm using this, but it should help me get these bolts out a little bit faster with a little less effort. From here, I'll spray some PV blaster on that bolt, attach one of these strip bolt socket sets on there, and see if we can get that broken. You've seen me pull the distributor, you've seen me pull the starter out. I've also removed the clutch slave cylinder, and I removed the radiator and hoses so that I can have a little bit more room working in near the transmission. When I drop the transmission, I'll be using a dolly. I'll be using this dolly when I drop the transmission to roll it out from underneath the car. It was only a couple bucks, so I thought it would be helpful instead of dragging my transmission across the floor. First axle is out. Oh, that was hell to try to get that out of there. Alright, so we finally have the transmission pulled out. I didn't shoot a lot underneath the car because the angles are real tough and I didn't want to get my camera dirty. So just skip some of that. If you want to know how to take out the transmission, there are plenty of how-tos. I just wanted to show you the progress I'm making with this car. This transmission is pretty dirty inside, so once I get the clutch in, I will clean this before attaching this back to the car. I left one of the shift linkages on the car because it has a pin in the linkage, and I don't have a press to press the pin out or press it back in, so I just unhooked it from the back. And we'll hit this with some degreaser to show off that cast aluminum. I'll take you along with me when I clean this off and make sure you all see that as well. Now we're under the car. I'm gonna take the 10mm 12-point bolts off of the pressure plate. I'm not using an alignment tool because I don't really need it right now, but I'll use it when I put the new pressure plate on. I'm gonna leave the one in the top, the very top one, so that this doesn't fall on me. And if the angles are bad, forgive me, there's not a lot of room under here. Now that we have all these pulled, I'll go ahead and show you the difference between the lightweight flywheel and the OEM flywheel. I got an ACT flywheel. It is lightweight. It's drilled out so that it saves you some weight here. And the OEM flywheel is, of course, just all one material. This has a lighter material on the inside, or I'm sorry, lighter material on the outside and heavier material on the inside where contact happens. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh these so you can see the difference in weight. The new Flywheel is 12.1 pounds. The old Flywheel is 17.1 pounds. So that's about a 5-pound difference in flywheel weight. I think that'll help out a lot, making sure that we get everything to the ground. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install the new flywheel, get those bolts on with some Loctite, and start installing the clutch. I've got the top bolt in to hold the flywheel on here. What I'm gonna do, instead of using a torque wrench, I'm gonna impact drill these bolts in to make sure I get a good tight seal on them. Some people hit these with Loctite. I hit them with Loctite as well, and I'm also gonna impact them in to make sure they don't go anywhere. There's a bolt sequence here. The bolt sequence is like all star pattern bolt sequences. Start from opposite sides and work your way around in the star pattern. I'm gonna mark the bolt that I start with because chances are this wheel will turn on me, and I don't want to lose place of which bolt that I've already started. I don't want to make sure I don't do it twice. So that should be good. That finishes up the flywheel. And before I put the clutch disc on, I will clean this flywheel off to make sure that it doesn't have any grease or anything on it, because I don't want the clutch to be slipping. That's going to wrap it up for this video. After a closer look, I found out that my clutch disc was the wrong part number. The clutch disc that was sent for the single overhead cam, and of course I have the dual overhead cam. I found this out when I put my clutch alignment tool in to fit it into the clutch. So that's not going to work for this application. I've already called the company that I bought the clutch disc from. I'm sending it back to them, and they'll send me the replacement part. So that's going to wrap this video up. I do have some ideas on some videos that I can get out while we wait for the clutch replacement, because I saw a few things that I wanted to touch up on. I think I can get the control arms painted and sand it down from being rusted. I think I can get the brake calipers done. So you can look forward to those videos. And then as soon as I get the clutch in, I'll show you putting on the rest of the clutch and tightening up the wires, getting the transmission back on, and we'll also clean that before we put it back on as well. So I hope you liked it. This video is probably going to be a little bit shorter. It's not as in-depth as I would have liked it to be. Just some of the angles for getting the camera in the car weren't the best. So this is just a brief overview of changing out the clutch.
Strong, 2 damn phones, Babylons can't crack the code. Used to sip out styrofoam, but figure